What is up, everybody? Tomoverse here today. So apparently the PS5 sales are doing really bad in Japan. Who would have thought it? Especially that's like the place where the PS5 was made at, or like the Sony company is located at the headquarters. So that's kind of very interesting. It says PS5 Japan launch numbers, Sony's lowest ever, could sell less than half as much as the PS4. So the PS4 is doing a lot better in Japan than the actual PS5, which is shocking, shocking nonetheless. So this is their newest console. The PS5 is a hot commodity pretty much everywhere around the world, with one notable and rather surprising exception: Sony's own home country of Japan. That is crazy. It's like everybody else is buying it, but the people in Japan, they aren't buying it. That's some wild news right there. It's a wild revelation right there. On a worldwide basis, the PS5 represented Sony's biggest console launch ever, but in Japan, it was actually their worst launch to date. According to a recent Japanese game industry biz article from Ace Research Institute, analyst Hideaki Yasuda, the PS5 sold only 240,000 units in Japan in its first 6 weeks, which is less than any other Sony console from the original PS1 to the PS4. Although we are trending above the PSP, I wonder why I could be doing so low. Why is the sale so low for this one? That is definitely news to me. Why could it be doing that low? Now it says, now of course PS5 supply has been constrained, but again there were enough machines available. And not only that, you can say it's a small amount of number because of the whole pandemic thing, but this is the home country. Like I'm pretty sure the people who live in the home country should have dibs on the console first because it's easier to ship it out at your home country than the other countries. I would assume that would be the case, but like again, there were enough machines available to set records nearly everywhere else. Either Japanese gamers aren't interested in buying the PS5, or Sony isn't providing enough units to the region. According to Yasuda, this is the evidence Sony no longer values the Japanese market, which could lead to a decisive decline for the PlayStation brand in the country. If the current trends continue, Yasuda expects the PS5 to sell less than half as many units as the PS4 in Japan. Jeez, which itself only moved around 10 million in the country. That's well that's well down for the heyday of the PS2, which sold over 20 million units in Japan. Yeah, so this definitely isn't looking good. So 20 million units compared to 240,000 units. That's a big difference. But this is the whole time the PS2 was around compared to the first 6 weeks. That's definitely not looking good though. There's been a growing concern amongst Japanese fans and Western fans that enjoy Japanese developed games that Sony has shifted priorities since Jim Ryan took over Sony Interactive Entertainment. They moved the division head offices to California. I don't know. That's probably what they speculating what's going on. Japanese PlayStation staff were largely out of the loop when it came to PS5 marketing, and the funding and support from Sony Japanese studios have been cut back, possibly leading to the recent departure of Silent Hill creator Kikiro Toyama, Demon Souls producer. They got some some long names. Jim Ryan himself continues to insist that Japan is really important to Sony, but it's hard to ignore the signs. Yeah, so they aren't putting more of a focus on Sony's Japanese gaming department as they did before because I guess the new CEO Jim Ryan took over. Or so that kind of sucks. I do love Japanese games, so because I know they're making only Japanese games I can think of that's coming out. That's the big ones are Final Fantasy 15. Um, I can't think of any other ones to be honest. I really can't think of other Japanese games that are coming out on PS5 that's like a big games. Of course, we're still very early in the generation. The PS5's fortunes may well turn around in Japan. How do you think things ultimately play out in Sony's home country? Yeah, that kind of sucks. I ain't a fan of Japanese games, especially like the JRPGs. But yeah, I wonder what that means. We're gonna get less of them now, less Japanese-based games now. Both Sony and Microsoft are going into the Western politics and anime censorship now. It's a damn shame. It's crazy that Nintendo is the only brand to not censor anime games and submit to BS Western politics, which is the reason many Japanese devs would cater to them. So he's saying censoring anime games. I don't know what anime games have been censored. Like I haven't heard anything about the anime games being censored. And what's being censored exactly? The language or the if it's nudity? What's being censored exactly? I don't know. It's the first time I hear about some anime censorship. Apparently, but Butthurt is now super effective in the comments. So he's going out with somebody else. Okay. This is sure to upset the pony phone tab in mental cases. PS5 was a failure. Sad. Well, it's doing great everywhere else outside of Japan, but it's just Japan that's doing bad. And this story doesn't mention any other line of factors that add up to the decline besides Jim Ryan focusing on the U.S., namely changing trends and more competition. Like, for example, one important is that the Japanese do not like big things. They live in an apartment-shaped closet, so space at a premium. That was one reason Xbox failed in Japan. So he's saying they really didn't buy it because how big it is. That doesn't make any sense because somehow no people in Japan have gaming PCs. I pretty much view the PS5 as like a gaming PC. It's the same size as like a gaming PC, so I don't really go with that opinion right there. PC gaming is adoption rate. When the Japanese want to use a computer, I don't know about this opinion. PS5 is Sony's biggest console ever, and then you also have the highest price, so it's so strange it doesn't sell good in Japan. When the Slim Pro comes in 3 years with a lower price, you will see good sales in Japan. Sony only have the scalpers to thank for selling out in North America slash EU. If it hadn't been for them, you would have seen New York sales there too. I doubt that. I doubt that. People would have been buying the PS5s, even if it weren't scalpers. I think it probably been these high numbers still. No kids, because Japan is pretty much a portable market now. End of story. I heard that too. A lot of people in Japan they just play on portable consoles like Nintendo Switch, and before the Nintendo Switch came out, it was like the PS Vita. Like the PS Vita had a longer life in Japan than it did in America. So that may be true. They just most of them be portable gamers. It isn't the highest price. PS3 was more expensive. And are you crazy about PS5 not selling without scalpers? They keep buying more because people keep buying from them. The consoles would have sold, especially with the free $600 everyone just got in the U.S. Facts, exactly. The headline did catch me off guard, then I started reading some of the points made in the article. This could be an opportunity for Microsoft to make up some ground in Japan since they have been shifting to a more mobile gaming culture. Yeah, Microsoft has been. I think they have like added more Japanese games to their marketplace now, especially like with Dragon Quest 11. The Dragon Quest 11 with the exclusive 8, whatever it's called, the newer one with the DLC included. They have been adding a lot more Japanese games to their roster, so they could probably make up that market in Japan that Sony's missing out on. Uh, Consoles have become less relevant in Japan over many years now due to their love of handhelds. That's why the Switch is killing over there. Yeah, Switch is doing very well in Japan. Jim Ryan only cares about the U.S. market. Japan can't as well f off. Very disappointing. Okay. Yeah, so this is a pretty long thread. You can read the rest of your own, but it's kind of sad how the Japanese aren't taking too well to the PS5. It's not doing well over there. But the positive is doing well overall, so it still is looking great for the PS5 overall, for Sony overall. So yeah, that concludes this video. Leave your comments down below. Leave a like this video. As always, thanks for watching and peace.